Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a lot of fun and I have a very special guest. This is my sister Bendita and she's actually going to help us with today's video. So if you saw the title, we're going to be doing a real estate hot seat. And by hot seat, Dita's gonna be asking me real estate situation questions, some of which I've been in, others may come up during mine or your real estate career. But I don't know if you've seen the YouTube show called Hot Ones, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
Okay. It's called Hot Ones. In that show, which I'm obsessed with, the host actually asks celebrities questions while they're eating hot wings. So when the title says real estate hot seat, we mean that literally because Dita's gonna be asking me questions while I'm eating these hot wings. So, if you watch any of my videos, you'll know that I actually love hot wings and I really, really love spicy food. Most of the time, if I order hot wings, they're just not hot enough. I'm like, this is pointless. But I found these blazing hot wings. The last time I ate them, I almost cried. So, before we get started and before I eat the hot wings, I actually want Dita to eat one because she's really, she has a super low tolerance for spicy and it's hilarious. Like, she thinks stuff that is not hot at all is spicy. And I know she won't eat it if I know she won't eat it.
The setup is real, guys.
If she sees me eat them first. So Dita, here's your moment.
Oh, now?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Okay. I'm so nervous.
Well, you have to eat the whole thing. Like, don't even think about it.
They only take one bite.
Keep going. Like, what are you doing here? We are live. Okay. Wow, how do you feel so far? Good? She did it! Okay. Well, don't make them look like they're not hot. So now everybody's gonna be like, are they hot? Are they burning your mouth?
I mean, yeah. It's okay. The after effect is more intense.
Here it comes. Water makes it worse.
Where's the celery at?
Oh yeah, I do have celery. There's milk there though. I do have celery. I'm gonna go get the celery. They say dairy helps, water doesn't, but I don't really drink milk, so we have almond milk here. All right, I'm ready for the questions. I actually am so excited to eat these hot wings. They smell so good. Light me up, girl.
Okay, question number 1. What would you do if your buyer tried to cancel 2 days before the closing?
Okay, I don't know why you acted like these aren't hot.
First of all, I was literally low-key dying, sorry.
Okay. If a buyer, the buyer tried to cancel 2 days before closing, which actually has happened to me before, it's important for you as a real estate agent to figure out why they're actually wanting to cancel. 98% of the time, I'm so sorry, this is hard. 98% of the time, it's going to be because they have cold feet. Because buying a house is a big deal and it's a long commitment. So, you wanna make sure that your buyer remembers that they've actually signed a contractual agreement when they decided to purchase the house. So, if they cancel last minute, not only do they risk possibly losing their earnest money, but they can also lose the possibility of the seller filing legal action. So you want to get to the bottom of it. Why do they really want to cancel? It's, you know, they're past their inspection period. Unfortunately, it's too late. And then remind them of the benefits. Remind them of why they wanted to buy or why they're excited and get them back into that excited mental state so that you can proceed and they can be happy to become homeowners again.
Communication. And it's hot. Okay. Question number 2. What would you do if you're representing the seller and the appraisal came in too low?
Good question. Okay. Okay, first of all, the initial bite is the worst part, so I don't know how she handled it so well. That's crazy.
The after effect is what got me.
Okay. If I was representing a seller and the appraisal came in low, so this is why it's super important before you come up with a list price with your seller. Hold on. Before you come up with a list price with your seller, it's super important to make sure that you price the house accurately, because if the buyer that's buying the home has any sort of a loan, they're gonna have to have an appraisal done. So when you list the property, you wanna make sure that you're not over listing it, because at some point you're gonna have to have an appraisal done. So what I would do if the appraisal came in low is I would create a packet for the appraiser with all of the comps, with any sort of upgrades that the house might have or cool details that the appraiser may not know about. I would put a packet together and I would present it to the appraiser. Oftentimes when you do that, it gives the appraiser the opportunity to reevaluate the house, and if the packet that you create is strong enough, hopefully he'll help reevaluate the house and give the house a stronger value. I got that whole thing out. All right, I'm getting used to it.
Girl, my lips are on fire.
They're good though, right?
They're good. That's what's like so annoying.
I think these
Like,
may
I
not
want
be as
more, but
hot
it's
as on the
killing.
show though, because like I'm still able to get full sentences.
Well, they're using hot sauce, like crazy hot sauce on the show.
You got a little teeth. We're not judging. All right, let's move on. They are good though.
Okay. Question number 3. How would you handle your vacant listing being vandalized or broken into? Oh, you good, J-Rock?
No. Okay. How would I handle a vacant listing being vandalized or broken up to? So this, surprisingly, has also happened to me. Ah! Fuego. So here's what you gotta do. First of all, when you... Sorry. Okay. First of all, before you call your seller, if you're a listing agent and your house that you're listing is vandalized or broken up to, you wanna make sure that before you call your seller, you do not freak out. And that when you're talking to them, you don't freak out. Because if you freak out, they'll freak out. So this has happened to me before. One of my vacant listings actually was broken into and vandalized, and a bunch of stuff was stolen out of it. The sellers actually lived out of town. Oh my gosh. So what I did is I called the seller, but I didn't just call the seller and say, hey, Susan, your house is broken into, because then obviously she'd freak out. I called her and said, this is a situation. I always go by all my listings that are vacant. I just go by, check them, walk through them, make sure they look good. And in doing that, I noticed it was broken into. So I said, you know, your house is broken into, the appliances were stolen, the refrigerator, the stove, etc. Here's what we need to do. Always use the words we, because then they know that you're in it together and it's not just them having to figure out the situation themselves. Let's call your insurance company. I'll be happy to meet them out here. That way we can get a quote and figure out how much money they can either give you towards this or replace all of the appliances. And then always give them a benefit. So Susan, the good news is, once we get a new stove, a new refrigerator, and the window is broken or the broken window is fixed or replaced, we can use that to advertise the listing to hopefully draw in more buyers.
It's a win-win.
Okay, I'll be honest. I was on a mission. We still have questions. I want to do like 5, maybe 6 questions. I'm done. Like, this is not easy. That show makes it look a lot easier. So thank you for watching this. I hope if any of these, what I did, 2, 3 situations?
No, we did 3. We did
3 situations comes up in your real estate career. I hope that the questions help you. We're gonna have to close it out. So thank you for watching. And, did you practice this?
Wait, yeah, okay, I'm ready.
And
go kill it and spread kindness
and sell so many houses along the way. Like,
hey, I tried.
bye.